99.5 Global FM, your number one source for R&B in the Bahamas. Yeah.
Global 99.5 FM reminds our listeners that the views and opinions expressed on this show are those of the host and guests and not necessarily the opinions of the owners of Global Communications Network and the operators of this radio station.
Today can be the turning point in your life by making a simple decision.
Fundamental questions of navigation. Where am I? Where am I going? And how do I get there from here?
I invite the leaders of our planet to ask themselves these three questions before they make any crucial decisions.
But if you don't make decisions, you're going to stay right where you are.
We are all map makers.
We are in a time of transition.
If we're going to change, we have to change the direction that we're going.
Our planet needs leaders who know where they want to go.
When we change the direction we're going, then we want to make sure we're going in the right direction.
Leaders who can see the big picture.
Because if we're not, we're going to either go backwards or we're going to stay where we are.
Recognizing the psychological and the spiritual shifts and changes that need to be made, often from the inside to the outside.
To be able to shape your future, you have to be willing and able to change your paradigm.
Complex journeys require navigation. The path to the truth is one such journey. This is your GPS. Hairstyling services provided by J.D. Edwards Salon and Spa, Palmdale Shopping Plaza, Madera Street. Accessories provided by Chevette Williamson Jewelry. Standout jewelry for standout women.
Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to GPS, Global Paradigm Shift on Global 99.5 FM. I am your host, Michelle Malcolm. As always, it's a pleasure to be in your company today after that nice, long 4-day weekend. 4 days, right? Or 3 days? 3? It felt like 4. It was a good rest. Well, apart from having to get up early in the morning to go watch a funeral, which I suspect most of you did. I actually went out and got myself a Fire Stick just so I could be able to watch the funeral. Because, truth be told, that was an historic moment. That, there are certain events that happen in history that if you can be sort of a part of it, you seek to do so. Whether it be, watching it on television or whatever. And then you find yourself years on telling, somebody say, where were you when such and such happened? And, those events are few and far between in our lifetimes when it's an event in history that is so momentous that people measure it by where were you or what were you doing when this happened. Like one example I often hear people talk about is the death of the assassination of John F. Kennedy, the United States president at the time he died. The older people, you hear them say, where were you when President Kennedy was shot? But, what were you doing when you got the news that President Kennedy had been assassinated? So it's those momentous moments in history that you want to be a part of, and I didn't want to not be able to watch the funeral. So I went out and got myself a Fire Stick and was able to watch it in real time. But I have to tell you all this. On Friday, I don't think I lost my cell phone. I think somebody swiped my cell phone, right? Because I made 2 stops. And after leaving the second stop, which were all in the same area, I realized I couldn't find my phone. So I went back to the place where I just pulled off from. I just turned right back and went back there. Nobody see my phone. Okay, so maybe it's at the first stop. So I went back to the first stop. They said, Ms. Malcolm, you just came in grabbed the check and walked out. You didn't put down anything. So I'm like, where's my phone? Where's my phone? Obviously very upset because, you know, your phone got all your pictures and, you know. So went back to the first stop. The security guard starts calling my number and it just goes straight to, you've reached Michelle Malcolm. I'm like, okay, somebody got my phone, right? So very reluctantly, but with no choice, I had to go buy another phone. And you know, that wasn't in my budget. So I was not happy about having to go buy this other phone because that's several $100s I didn't budget for. So I done vex. Now I had to find all this money to go buy this new phone, all my pictures gone, everything gone. Next thing I know, I start getting this random message on my phone. What's up? Hey, Michelle, how you doing? You look so sexy. Man, you look good. I want to take you out now. I done vex. I'm like, who is this? Oh, somebody gave me your number. I say, somebody like who? So they call this random name that I don't know. I'm like, I don't know nobody by that name. Do you have my phone? Just all of a sudden, the clear blue, you hit me up talking about I look so sexy, you would take me. I didn't make matters with bad English, poor grammar. So you know it's an uneducated person, right? So the first place said, my goodness, this the joker who got my phone. So when I said, you have my phone? Do you have my phone? Man, you ain't got to carry on like that. I only want to take you out. I can pay for everything. Block. Because the fact that you got to say you want to take me up, but you can pay for everything, you ain't on my level. Jason, my producer, Jason laughing. I not vexed because somebody got my phone. Seconds later, you're going to be hitting me up talking about, oh, you look so fine. Well, if somebody just give you my number, how you know how I look? You understand what I'm saying, Jason? I'm like, okay, who is this? Oh, somebody give me your number. A friend. Who's the friend? Mark. I don't know nobody named Mark. But yet you telling me I look so fine. How you know how I look? I say, dude, do you have my phone? Man, you ain't got to carry on like that. I just want to take you out. And I say, block. Because the Lord ain't going to be pleased if I answer this individual to tell what I really want. The Lord would not be pleased. And I try to live for the Lord. So anyhow, I digress. So that's how my weekend started. My phone is gone. All my pictures, everything gone. All my messages, everything gone. It's a good thing I see. Young people, this is why you don't take no racy pictures of yourself and keep it in your phone. Y'all who like be sexting and all that kind of foolishness, taking all kind of naked pictures of yourself and telling people, that is stupid because you ain't know who on your phone get end up in. Because if I had any, strange pictures on that phone, I was going to be a little nervous right now. You understand what I'm saying, Jason? Because I know who got my phone. So that's why you don't do that stupidness. Y'all should have learned that by now. Every time somebody fall into that trap, I'm like, y'all ain't learned that lesson yet? Anyhow, that's how my weekend started. But I was determined I ain't gonna let this ruin my long holiday weekend. So I immediately went into giving God thanks and praise. They say when the devil throws one wrench at you, you're supposed to praise God right in his face and confuse him because he expected me that was supposed to ruin my weekend. It did ruin about an hour or two. I ain't gonna lie. I was dead vexed. And then you hitting me up talking about you want to take. I say, you don't. Do you have my phone? Anyhow, whoever you are, yeah, I can leave that right there. I ain't gonna say nothing else, Jason, because the Lord ain't gonna be pleased. Anyway, so the big event this weekend obviously was the funeral, the laying to rest of the late Queen Elizabeth II. Clearly, that was the big news of the weekend. Ending 10 days of official mourning as she laid in state and then was laid to rest in a state funeral. Thousands upon thousands upon thousands of people lined up, or queued, as they call it in London. Over 5 miles long, the queue was for people to just walk by her coffin to pay their last respects. Can you imagine that, y'all? 5 miles long. People were actually camped out for days just to get a spot early on in that line so that they could pay their last respects to the Queen. I can't imagine standing on no line 5 miles long and I had to back. Yeah, Queen, I ain't gonna see you. Because that's a long line. That's what you call a long line. Now, y'all excuse me, please, if this phone go off, because I still learning this phone, and I know how to put it on vibrate yet. I got to figure it out. So I turned it down, but I still hear it binging, so I don't know what's going on with this. But anyway, so this queue was 5 miles long. People waited for hours, in some cases more than 24 hours, I think, maybe 22 hours, up to 22 hours, just to be able to walk by her coffin. Some of them were lucky enough to enter the hall where her remains, where her coffin was, in time to see her children standing, what do you call it, keeping vigil. They did that for 15 minutes, and then another day her grandchildren did. And that was, I guess, an added treat, which may not be the most appropriate word under the circumstances, but people were pleasantly surprised, those who had an opportunity to enter the hallway at that time when her children were standing vigil, and another time when her grandchildren stood vigil. And, this wasn't just ordinary people. People like David Beckham stood in that long line. Just for an opportunity to pay his last respects to Her Majesty. And, he said he didn't, they offered him the opportunity to jump the line and take him straight in. He said, no, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to be respectful like everybody else. And he stood on that line, I think 13 hours, just to be given an opportunity to pay his last respects to Her Majesty. Now, one thing I could say with the Brits, boy, they know how to do it. That thing was executed with precision. I decided that I wasn't getting up no 5 o'clock in the morning to watch no procession. So the program that had been widely shared said that the funeral itself would start at 6. So I got up at about 10 minutes to 6. Because I figured all I really need to see is the funeral. I just need to see no long procession leading up to the funeral and everything, right? So I got up at about 10 minutes to 6, and I turned on my TV about, I'd say 5 minutes to 6. And when I turned on that TV at 5 minutes to 6, the coffin was being walked into the church. I say, boy, these people don't play. When they say this started 11 o'clock, this started 11 o'clock their time, right? Which was 6 o'clock our time, 6 a.m. our time. When I turned on that TV, the coffin was making its way into the church. I said, wow, they started exactly on time. And you know what? All of us who plan events here in the Bahamas, I hope y'all was taking plenty notes. Because I don't know why a state funeral in the Bahamas got to take the whole day. Like y'all trying to resurrect the dead. Y'all got 15 different people talking about us. I knew him, and you got to read the obituary what everybody could read and done read. Just dragging on and on and on. The Queen's state funeral lasted 1 hour. That's the Queen now. The Queen who reigned for 70 years. The Queen who witnessed some of the greatest moments in history, who went through, I think, 15 prime ministers, starting from Winston Churchill all the way up to the woman who is now the prime minister. This is a queen who has seen and done much over her 70-year reign, and it took them 1 hour for her funeral. So why y'all taking 5 and 6 hours for anyhow? Please, I hope y'all was taking good notes, because I thought that was very interesting. And by the way, she actually planned that herself. They say she sat down, she chose the music, she pretty much planned her own funeral, and they knew exactly what she wanted, every single detail, down to the wreath that sat on her coffin. The flowers came from the gardens of their various homes, including a sprig from that had caught and was planted from her bridal bouquet. That is the level of detail that was put into the planning of that event. Amazing, just amazing how that was executed. I mean, ain't nobody could do pomp and pageantry like the Brits. I mean, it was just something to behold, to see the level of execution that was displayed for such a momentous occasion as the funeral. You could obviously see grief on her children's faces, which is not surprising, and her grandchildren. Anyone who has lost a mother, a good mother, you know there is no pain like that in the world. I lost my mother in 2009, and it feels like you've been gutted, like somebody took some kind of object and it just ripped out your guts. That's the best way I could describe it. It is not an easy pain. But imagine having to go through that with the entire world watching you. This is what the Brits had to face. Not the Brits, but the royals had to face. They had to go through that grief under the spotlight of the world. And there were once or twice when you could see the king, especially, you could see the pain. I think once or twice they caught him dabbing his eyes, where he actually showed some emotion. But you could see that they obviously felt this, as did many people around the world. Just felt the tremendous loss. We have a call on the line. Caller, welcome to GPS.
My beloved sister.
How are you today?
I am okay. How are you doing?
Hey, all right.
Why you say it like that?
How you want me to say it? I'm fantastic. That's better?
Duke's my niece. Don't do it to me. I'll take you back to your original structure,
Oh, Lord.
You know that, right? I'm not gonna leave that alone. But as you execute, I hope I did not disturb you or digress from your subject matter.
Mm-hmm.
But as I listened to you, you alluded that the Queen, she wrote basically her own funeral. Well, I watched the history. I watched it from the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
And I've never took my channel of BBC just to be educated.
Right.
But I often call your show and I always talk about this old traditional values.
Mm-hmm.
And all that, the discipline and the traditional values that she never digressed from.
Mm-hmm.
The song, the Lord's my shepherd,
right,
the 23rd Psalm.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that was asked by her.
Yes.
And they sang that.
Mm-hmm.
And it took me back to my childhood, because we used to sing that in school for assembly. You remember that?
Yeah.
We used to sing. Now, you see, when I called for the liberalization, I was proud to know that this woman who lived for 96 years,
mm-hmm.
although London want to be liberalized, she hold on to her traditional values that she believe in.
Mm-hmm.
When in the swearing of her, when she become queen,
mm-hmm.
I can't remember the exact word, but she said her services to God.
Mm.
I think that was alluded, not for selfish for herself,
right,
but it was about God. In our country, we want to use it for status.
Mm.
We want to drive red plate, use government gas, and we think we have arrived.
Mm.
Come on now, can I get an amen?
Amen. Amen.
And this is what's happening in our country.
Right.
This was about service. She swore that her service was of her country.
Mm-hmm.
It ain't but no pension and red plate. And when some of these folks never had a car in their life, but they use government car and stick up their head and drive all over the place, and they believe they have arrived.
They've arrived. And the
You
rest,
know what I'm saying?
the rest of us are the subjects.
The discipline in terms of the traditional values, the people, all those persons who were standing on the line. It ain't like Junkanoo, like what the way we have.
Yeah.
Days, I watched that also with David. What's he? The tennis player, right?
David Beckham? No, not tennis.
Soccer.
Soccer.
What he does? The soccer.
He's a soccer player, right?
And
Jason?
yes, he is.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
And he decide like anyone else
Yeah, he can stand on the line.
that he will stand on the line. No privilege.
Mhm, mhm.
No privilege. I watch all of that. But what really baffled me, madam, my sister,
Mhm.
the traditional values in terms of the old black and white paper, like when you first start the ZNS. No cell phone. As the person who hosts the show and the media host, and no cell phone. It was so formal. And I said, look at the traditional values these people, as liberal as England wanted to be.
Mm.
I see all of that was executed by the traditional values that they believe in.
Mhm.
Look at the historical building.
What are some beautiful buildings, eh?
Oh, gracious me.
Man, they were
The
beautiful.
building, the chapel that you worship in older than her.
Yeah.
You can tell me that's not traditional values.
Mm-hmm.
They ain't do. I mean, I said to someone here at my workplace, I said, my God, they should pressure clean the building. She said,
Might fall apart if they do.
she said, no, that's a part of their history. I said, what? I hope we learn some discipline.
Mm.
We have to be careful, Madam Michelle.
Mhm.
We have to be careful how we want to liberalize all of our traditional values.
Mm.
You see the two great granddaughters, how they use the book, how formal and how disciplined they was. We talking about Princess Charlotte and what's the son name? The great grandson. We talking about William's son.
Okay.
I mean, those children are so disciplined, who've been trained.
Mm-hmm.
We have to be careful. This nation have to be careful how we following the world. And I still say, as liberal as England may want to be, you can still see the Queen. She hold on and she believes in her traditional values.
All right.
And I want to say, boy, Camilla really ugly. I mean, God make her, but oh Lord, that's an ugly woman. Boy, I don't know.
You out of order, bud.
I mean, I have to say for what it
You might
is.
be telling the truth, but you're still out of order.
Boy, listen. I mean, but Harry needs some prayers though. We have to pray for him. And I will not go there.
They say the Queen was his only ally in that family. So boy.
I won't go there, but Harry needs some work and he needs some prayers. And it's amazing. Everybody have a black sheep in their family. Hey, with all the wealth the Queen had, I don't know. I believe Harry might have.
I don't think Harry is the black sheep. If anybody's the black sheep, is that one who get catch fooling around with allegedly little girls. But anyhow, that's another story. Andrew,
my man, when you said that one, who you mean?
Andrew, I think that's what he named.
But my Madam Michelle, no, let's go there today.
Yeah, but
Did you hear the voice, the new popular voicemail that was aired on Friday?
What voicemail now?
You ain't get it yet?
What voicemail?
You want to touch it?
I guess so. What voicemail? What you talking about?
Man, all they want is to be happy.
All who want us to be happy.
You ain't get that yet, eh?
Obviously not. All who want to be is happy.
Well, that's the talk of the town.
Oh my God! Would you just say who?
The other lady said, until Bahamian women understand that men, all they want to be happy. And that's what she is doing. Making him.
Oh, you talking about the sweetheart?
No, I didn't say, no, don't go there. Because I don't see.
That's what you're talking about?
She being honest.
Oh, yeah, I heard that.
Also, all Andrew want to do is is it Andrew? Andrew, right?
No, don't try to defend him.
No, I am.
We have another call on the line, but don't try to defend
him.
We're talking about
Andrew want to be happy.
Yeah, but you don't be happy with underage girls.
Well, I ain't know that.
Yeah, go do your research
I
before
don't
you try to
support
defend that.
Andrew want to be happy. Charles married that ugly woman because he want to be happy.
Yeah, I can cut you off now. 'Cause
Bye.
I got
Have
another
a
caller
wonderful day.
and you running out because your happiness ain't supposed to hurt nobody else. That's the whole point. Let's go to the next caller. That person must see them go on it. Caller, welcome to GPS.
Good afternoon, Malcolm. How you doing?
Hi, good. How are you?
Great. Before I touch on what I want to say, you see, we come on this phone every day. We talk about God, especially that last caller. You see, you know, I don't know why he picking on the lady, but anyway, everything was nice, and you know, I sit down, I learn a lot of things, and I see where they get this, where we get this mama and papa from, and from them, how they, you know, there's a lot of things. The building is nice and everything was on time.
Perfectly
They say that when the queen used to have a tea party and stuff like that, and when she look on her watch and she see a certain time, she'll say, time to go, yes, God. And no more running on. You see, she was disciplined. And she stayed out of politics. And that's what I believe Prince Charles needed to. Just stay out of politics and keep focused, and he can be all right. He can be all right. You know, he need and what I like about them also, they you know, people may look at them and say because there's a royal family, oh, they don't believe in God. And I see this man say, long as God give him opportunity and preserve him to keep him, he can do his best. You know, and that touched my heart to see. And I just hope all the Caribbean leaders and different see how this woman, 70 years and 96 and still hold a standard and stuff like that. I just hope they put in that they take note and just say, boy, if this woman could do this, I could do the same thing. And you know, that really touched me to see those people online, to see, and you know, I think around 9 o'clock that same night, I think they let the family
in a private burial,
right, and they just mourn and you know whatever and stuff like that. Man, those people are disciplined. They carry on, you know. They don't carry on like how sometimes how we act. We throw ourselves all over the place and stuff like that. Those people are very disciplined, man. And I just trust God that everything goes well, and you know, for the king. Okay? Okay.
All right. Thank you so much for calling. The numbers to call 3260271, 3260271, 3260272, 3260272. The WhatsApp line 8010271, 8010271. Remember now, the WhatsApp line is for text messages only. You cannot call us on the WhatsApp line. Is that another caller? Caller, welcome to GPS.
Good day, Lady Malcolm. How are you?
Excellent. How you doing?
Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. I never thought I would call Global Radio on GPS and say what I can say now, but sometimes you got to admit.
Okay.
Brother B, I totally agree with you. This one time, I'm happy to hear the traditional family values which we're talking about, because what we must be careful of with modernization, Lady Malcolm, is a lot of modernization is good, but for this Christian religion where we come from, some of it, we got to sift through it properly. And I talk about that marital thing, but I ain't going to go into that because I know that's an excellent topic. I'll give the nation one example. When the outsiders came running to us 15 and 20 years ago, and they said to the Bahamian people, I don't want you touching the shark. Don't kill the shark. Now, what happened? You know, Bahamians don't shark fishing like that. But what we used to do when we go fishing in the back of Golden Key, we would catch the big ones that come up to the boat. We'd probably kill them, shoot them with a shotgun, and that kind of kept the population of the shark at bay, especially the big ones.
Right.
But no, we go and listen to the word without doing our due diligence, and 10, 15 years later, the sharks get so big now they turn around and eating us. So we obeyed them, but we created another problem. And that marital thing, it's the same thing. We can look at it. We can do what we have to do to it, but we need to be very careful how we deal with that before we create other problems. Thanks for taking my call, Lady Mouse.
All right. Even though we ain't going all over the place today. That's what Fridays are for. The open line shows on Friday. On Tuesdays, we only deal with one particular hot topic or one trending topic, although I might digress a little bit today, depending on how y'all respond. I want to, just waiting for my laptop to come, but I want to, we're going to take a break, and then hopefully my laptop will be up to speed by then, because I wanted to play a clip that actually highlights the high moments of the service, the whole procession and service and everything else, because truly it was a moment in time that will long be remembered by many a generation, the day that Queen Elizabeth was laid to rest. So we're talking about that today. And then later on, depending on how you guys respond, there's another trending topic I might want to address, because I think there's some insight that we need to get that we've been missing. And as always, we like to run on limited knowledge, and that is causing to run out. So yeah, but let's take this break. Hopefully on the other side of the break, I'll be able to play this clip with regard to the highlights from the service yesterday. Stay with us. This is GPS.
Understanding your microbiome, also known as your gut ecosystem, can change everything you thought you knew about nutrition, digestion, immunity, and metabolism. Keeping your gut ecosystem healthy and balanced is essential. Ultimate Microbiome by Youngevity was specifically formulated to optimize this ecosystem. It provides the advanced support your gut needs through prebiotic, probiotic, and postbiotic supplementation. Our unique blend of probiotics includes Lactobacillus and Plantarum, healthy bacteria that can help prevent harmful bacteria from taking over your gut. Increasing your gut's population of beneficial bacteria creates a more balanced gut microbiome, which has been shown to aid in weight loss, skin health, sleep, mood, and may even help with seasonal allergies. Ultimate Microbiome also promotes the production of postbiotics. Postbiotics are key to help regulate your gastrointestinal health. To enhance digestion, Digizyme Multi-Enzyme Complex, a blend of 5 specific enzymes, has been added to Ultimate Microbiome. It can help break down food so your body can better absorb nutrients. Plus, we've added our proprietary I-26 Hyperimmune Egg Powder to aid in the elimination of disease-causing gut bacteria and help your body balance its immune response. Ultimate Microbiome, the scientific, proprietary, and holistic approach to gut health that helps optimize your body's entire gut ecosystem. To learn more, contact your Youngevity associate.
Welcome to Sunshine Auto, the hardest place on the planet for a rim fix and tires.
We are your auto superstore for rims, Lexani, Azaras, Trueform, Western, Lux, Fuel, Tracklight, Tough, Rough Racing, Velocity, Mud, All-Terrain, and low-profile tires, cars, homes, and commercial window tinting. At Sunshine Auto, we put God first and customer is king.
Glasses love.
To stay healthy, it's crucial to make sure you get the nutrition you need every day. But it's difficult to get all your recommended vitamins and minerals from food alone. Even in the United States, 94% of people are deficient in at least one nutrient. Beyond Tangy Tangerine 2.0 by Youngevity is a simple, convenient, and affordable way to help your body get the essential nutrients it needs. It's an advanced plant-driven multivitamin mineral complex that contains certified organic whole foods, trace minerals, and antioxidants. BTT 2.0 supports your body's natural defense system with a proprietary blend of energy-boosting and body-loving nutrients. Plus, prebiotics, probiotics, amino acids, and enzymes that support digestion. With an unusually high ORAC score of 8,000, you get even more antioxidants to help combat free radicals that can cause damage to your cells. But to get the most benefit and value from any multivitamin, your body must be able to break down the nutrients so you can fully absorb them. Otherwise, they'll just pass through your system without doing any good. Beyond Tangy Tangerine 2.0 was specially formulated with synergizing cofactors to ensure you get maximum nutrient absorption. Beyond Tangy Tangerine 2.0 is the easiest way to give your body the balance and complete daily vitamin mineral supplement it needs for optimal support of your overall health. To learn more, contact your Youngevity associate.
This portion of GPS is brought to you by Tiki Bikini Hut at Junkanoo Beach. Great food, cool tropical drinks, and family fun in the sun.
Welcome back to GPS, Global Paradigm Shift on Global 99.5 FM. Michelle Malcolm here on this Hot Topic Tuesday, where we are talking about, an event that is trending. And obviously the big event over the past several days was the death and yesterday funeral procession services, etc., of the late Queen Elizabeth II, the longest reigning monarch in history, they say. 70 years on the throne. For most of us, that's all we know was Queen Elizabeth II, because she'd been on the throne that long. Ascended to the throne at the young age of 26 and remained there until her death at the age of 96 years old, and was much beloved around the world. Now, interestingly enough, some people said there was an occasion for celebration. Celebration and admiration of the work that she would have put in over the last 70 years. An opportunity for mourning, but still celebrating her life. Others are saying celebrate, but for a different reason. Celebrate because, a symbol of tyranny is gone. So depending on who you ask, some people were mournful, others not so much, because some people believe that the British Empire got a lot of hell to pay for some of the wrongs that took place, not to say necessarily at the feet of Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth, but certainly her ancestors. And there are many who believe that the British ought to be paying reparations to many of the nations that they ruled over, whose resources they took and people they abused, and slavery and everything else. And now many are calling for reparations, saying, y'all need to be paying someone's back for what your ancestors did. And for those who say, well, the Queen ain't do nothing, no, but the argument that we often hear when it comes to reparations of any kind as it relates to slavery, especially, is, well, we here didn't do anything wrong, so why should we have to repay? And the argument is, you may not have done anything wrong, but you're certainly benefiting from those that did do wrong. You're certainly benefiting from what they did. And so the onus falls on you to be responsible for reparations. Because it's not like you ain't taking advantage of the benefits of all of the hundreds of years of free labor that they would have received from slaves, and all of the natural resources that they would have reaped from the nations, which they took over. So that's a hot debate right now as to whether or not the British Empire and other empires that ruled over nations should be paying some kind of reparations to those of us who remain, who are here, who in many ways are still feeling the effects of slavery, especially within the mind. Mental slavery is still very much a thing that many people are suffering from because that trauma was passed on from generation to generation. So it makes for a good discussion. I think that, I don't know, maybe this is a show that I will work on for the future. What reparations would they really mean, and how could we benefit from reparations if they were to be paid? In what form? What would that look like? And then there's this whole question of, now that Queen Elizabeth has gone, is it time for the Bahamas to consider becoming a republic? What does that look like? What does that mean exactly? Because a lot of people are throwing it around, but I don't know if they fully understand the concept of what it would be to be a republic. And I'm not saying that about everybody, because clearly there are some who do understand. But if we are to begin considering this, what are we doing to educate the people about what that really means and what that really looks like and how that will really impact us on a day-to-day basis? So these are some of the things that are being questioned now, now that the Queen has moved on. And there are a couple of Caribbean territories that have announced, now that she has gone to the other side, that they are indeed moving towards becoming a republic. I think Antigua and Barbuda and Jamaica, over the past several days, or I think since yesterday, have said that they intend to move on from being a part of the Commonwealth to, I guess, follow the lead of Barbados, which made the move towards becoming a republic before the Queen died. So these are some of the things that are in the air that are being discussed as to whether or not this is a direction that we need to go in. And I don't know. I'd love to hear from you. What are your thoughts? The telephone numbers are 3260271, 3260271, 3260272, 3260272, and the WhatsApp line is 8010271. I'm still waiting, y'all, for this laptop to decide to cooperate with me. So meantime, we have a caller on the line. Caller, welcome to GPS.
Yeah, good afternoon, Michelle. First time caller.
Hi.
Yeah, I would like for Bahamians also to become aware of the importance of an event that took place in the British history. It's called the Magna Carta, and how important it is to what royalty is all about.
Mm-hmm.
It took place in the 12th century, and it was first signed. It is actually a charter that was signed by King George, and the importance of it is that a person in the royal family, a member of the royal family, could become king or queen, and they could actually order like the beheading of people. They could order a lot of sinister moves. They could increase taxes, and because of that, the English had to actually agree to introduce a charter called the Magna Carta. And it's over 800 years old, and even King Charles now has to agree to actually sign that and follow the rules and principles in that in order to be king. So if somebody ascends to power and they are, it stops a radical person from actually becoming king or queen.
Okay.
So I just like for Bahamians to, become aware of what the Magna Carta is about. They can Google it and see what the meaning is, and try to learn all about it, because even the American system is based on it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I just thought I'd call in and highlight that. It was a beautiful ceremony yesterday, though.
It truly was.
Yes, okay.
Thanks for calling.
Thank you very much.
Back in the day, those kings were, boy, they used to be taken off your head for the least little thing. Off with your head. That's ultimate power they had. But isn't it amazing that no matter how much power you believe you have, we all got to go down that road, where you become food for worms. That is common to all man, whether you are the king or queen, or whether you are the pauper on the street. Death is the great equalizer. And in all the pomp and pageantry, and there was a lot of it to be seen over the past 10 days, yet Elizabeth has gone the way of the world that we all have to go. And it's just it should serve as a reminder that, we need to remain humble before God, no matter our calling in life. Caller, welcome to GPS.
Hello, Michelle. How you doing?
Excellent. How are you?
I'm okay. So you enjoyed the funeral yesterday?
I mean, I don't know if you can enjoy a funeral, but I am glad I got up to watch it. I thought it was something that I needed to see, and I'm glad that I did do that because, yeah, it was something to behold.
I don't watch it. Hey, but Michelle, I mean, like, I've been hearing talk about it becoming the public for a little while now, right?
Mm-hmm.
And every time I hear it, it's cringe, buddy. Every time I hear it, it's cringe. Because, I mean, it's like, we trying to reach to someplace, it's almost like an illusion.
Mm-hmm.
I'm talking about right now, the governance we endure, I mean, it ain't the best, right? And we know what our problem is, corruption, right?
Mm.
So, I mean, like, when we get rid of the England and at least some the king now, right? So, I mean, we looking to get a Haitian president.
No, why you won't go there? Why are you trying to stir up the
Michelle, because you know why? Because I'm keeping it real. I'm keeping it real.
Why would you think we would end up with a Haitian president?
Because the very voices that were crying basically for us to become a republic are the very voices that always putting the Hamas down and elevating anything else that drifts to the shore. You know, that's my concern, because it's like they want us to be like, well, like they say, well, you have like this city government and all these other things. But we first got to try be honest and try not to be corrupt and try to deal with what we have, because no matter what we get, there'll only be, like I'm talking about, something to be corrupted with a different set of people running it. But I say Haitian because there's more Haitians in this country than there are.
I don't know how you could say that without any evidence.
Michelle, man, I mean, we could play like we don't know, but one day we're gonna find out, because there are many who sound like us, but they aren't us. That's not gonna be the problem. You know, what we need to do in this country is to try to be, like I say, honest. Don't be corrupt, and try to be. I'm talking about build a proper society, man. I'm not using the same set of people all the time. It look like only one set of people that have opportunity in this country. From them, and they hand it over to any other foreigner. You know, you don't see that, Michelle?
We definitely have a problem with classism in this country. You know, you got to be in a certain class in the minds of certain people in order for you to advance, and they have their, their cliques, and if you're only a part of that, they try to keep you out and stop you and all that kind of stuff. That's definitely a problem.
It's almost akin to a royal family, and would say hereditary for them to rule for life through bloodline.
Yeah.
And they are different in this country, you know. It's like it's like a vindictive kind of because it ain't like they're rulers for life, but they put themselves in the position to just do that. And I like I said, I cringe with this us going into the direction of being a republic. You know, because a president, the closest president around is in Haiti, and look at Haiti. All these Haitians in this town, and things, what didn't happen to us? You have no serious military, you know. We can't get with no England and things to talk about we could run. We can't run nothing. We proved it. We can't. From 73, we can't run nothing properly. We proved that.
Well, the thing is, a big part of our problem is corruption, and I'm not talking about any one particular.
No, that's
party.
definitely what it is.
We are suffering from corruption more than anything else.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Another part of our problem is our people are just too doggone passive. We don't want to stand up for our rights. We expect somebody else to do all the heavy lifting, and we just sit back and watch and benefit from what they do. But that's not the way it works. You got to get in the fight. You got to decide that you want to be a part of the change that you wish to see.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you stuck with what you get. And, until we realize that as a collective, we will always be in the position we're in, where we put in these people to work for us, and then they turn around and treat us like we are, subject to them. We will always have that because we don't have people with backbone who will stand up and say, no, that's not how this can go down.
But imagine us with a president, Michelle. You can't imagine that.
I think that whether we are a part of the Commonwealth or whether we are a republic, the bottom line is to fix the problem of corruption. Either way.
Yeah, they even ain't part of the Commonwealth. That's our downfall right now. Because when the time we be joined, like CARICOM, Bahamas been going down.
But we still a part of the Commonwealth.
We're a part of the Commonwealth. We're not in the Caribbean, Michelle.
We are still a part of the Commonwealth of Nations.
The British Commonwealth, but not the Caribbean.
The British Commonwealth of Nations, we're still a part of it. That's why we have a Governor General.
Yeah, but not the Caribbean. The Caribbean thing is what's breaking us down, man.
CARICOM,
man. That's what's breaking us down because then before we be joined up with the CARICOM thing, that the Finland, right? Bahamas was always going to be the Caribbean. They hate us for being in India. You see what I'm saying? And we know that. And now we drop the standards so poorly and so bad now. We keep in all kind of funny company just because we black. That's our problem. But anytime people speak about it, they call you xenophobic and all kind of thing. Then they bring Mother Africa in and try to come with all this racism foolishness. You know, and that's our problem, man.
I hear you. Well, thank you.
Michelle.
Yeah.
Somebody carry your phone in.
I think so.
And they trying to rap you too.
You understand? Right, look here. I was so hot Friday.
I can imagine. And when they look at your photograph, they can't see you in a wet rapid. They can't see.
Poor English, poor grammar. You can't even spell. And you talking about, you look so sexy. I want to take it. You got my phone. Bring my doggone phone back here.
I mean, man, but they can just look at you and see a persona and see you in that kind of people.
Oh my God! Listen.
I mean, come on, man.
I was hot Friday. Hot.
I see. Guess what? Remember when I was talking to you on Friday too, right? I was telling you, you're in them kind of people and thing, and then you got that JT that's trying to justify what he's sorry for all what all man do to woman. JT, you need to get rid of the cow coffee. Stop that.
No.
I serious, man. Like you know what people is going through. Huh?
I ain't gonna understand that.
But you enjoying, like I say.
I mean, hear from JT yet for the day. What happened? JT's usually my Facebook on the gate.
I'd be happy when he don't call, you know, because when he call and thing, yeah, let's give him this royalty talk time and thing like privilege and thing, man. But I mean, I respect, you know, because I mean, it's like people who have disabilities, you know, they have a right to, you know, but then JT is go overboard. He's overboard.
I hear that. Well, speaking of people with disabilities, I want to send condolences to the family of Iris Satterley, who was an advocate for the disabled for many years. She just happened to be the sister of Paulette Zonical, who's my former colleague at ZNS.
Okay.
And for many years, Iris, who is wheelchair bound, has been an advocate for the disabled in this country. And I was saddened to learn of her passing. I think she passed yesterday or day before. Also passing was Thelma McQueenie, the mother of
John McQueenie.
Yeah, and I would have known Mrs. McQueenie from I competed in Miss Bahamas in the 80s. She at the time, I believe, was president, or if not president, one of the part of the leadership of that Miss Bahamas committee that was in charge of the pageant when I competed.
And that was in the 70s?
80. Don't watch me tell you about yourself, yeah? But I ain't not old to be competing in Miss Bahamas in the 70s.
But then you've been a beauty queen and things from that time. You know, the last time I seen you, walking up the step by Cola Maid McSweeney house. You remember you used to go there? That was in the 70s. Cola McSweeney.
Who's Cola McSweeney?
McSweeney's at least Cola McSweeney. Francis McSweeney. They had a carpentry shop in Oakville. Their father. And he was some big FNM something, Hancho.
I don't know who you're talking about.
Andrew McSweeney. I remember you. We drove right up and walked right up the walk up there. The house, you have to walk up like a stair, then walk into the house. Like you're walking through a little rock ring, then you walk into the house. Hey, so remember Michelle?
I don't know what you're talking about, but anyway.
You used to wake the sadness at that time.
Okay.
Yeah, I remember you.
Right.
But you ain't know me.
Okay. But yes, condolences to those families.
Condolences, definitely.
And anybody else who's lost a loved one, because
Yeah.
there's been a lot of people just moving on, boy. So my
I hope you
condolences
find
to
your
them.
phone.
Man, I ain't looking for that no more. I had to bite the bullet and go spend money and go buy a new phone. And it
That was an
just-
iPhone?
Yeah, it was an iPhone.
So you can't track it?
I don't know if I had that on because it wasn't one of the newer versions of iPhone. It was an older version. Because I don't spend. I ain't for spend no $600 and $800,000 on no phone. That's mortgage payment. That to me don't make no sense.
Yeah, lie about that.
So when I walked into the phone company, and I say, Miss, y'all ain't got no special or nothing like that going on. So she said, well, we have a special on the iPhone. If you do pay postpaid, I said, okay, what that special is? $600. I said, Miss,
So much.
But $600. I said, Miss, that's a special.
So much. I know special.
That's a special.
I know special.
I ain't coming here to spend no $600 on no phone today. But yeah, I was most upset on Friday. Most upset. So it is what it is. I got a new phone. I lost all of my photos, all of my messages and stuff, but at least the numbers eventually populated on this new phone. So at least I got my numbers back.
Yeah, you have a few numbers back. You definitely wouldn't get all.
Well, I think I got, if not all, I got like the majority of them back. It looks like they all came back. So, because what they ended up doing was they were able to give me the same telephone number. So I got my same telephone number. They just canceled it from the old phone, and and so I still have the same number.
That means you got to stalk up a life. Whoever the person is, they be calling your number.
No, but I blocked them. I blocked them.
Yeah.
I blocked them.
Okay, but they can call you someone else's phone.
And then I'll block that.
And they call you someone else's phone.
And then I'll block that.
Yeah, but you know where you go. You'll be sharp, but then eventually your phone will come right back in your hand. Don't worry about nothing.
I mean, you can call me talking about you. Look here, I was so vexed. I say right now, it's the joker who got my phone.
And they know you're talking. They can look at your pictures, see you don't play.
Anyhow. Anyway, I needed a new phone, I guess, because that one was, like I said, an older version. That wasn't no new, because I don't believe in spending all the money on no phone. That to me, that's a waste of money. But to each his own.
Yeah. But anyhow, Michelle, you enjoy. It was nice talking to you today. And I hope one day you will get that phone back.
I ain't looking for it no more. They keep that.
Yeah.
It's just like I said, the pictures, but it is what it is.
Yeah.
All righty.
Okay.
Thanks for calling.
Yeah, you're welcome, Michelle. Have a nice day.
You too. Okay, we're going to take a break. And then on the other side of the break, my laptop finally decided to cooperate. So let's see if we can get this highlights in on the other side of the break. Stay with us. This is GPS. We'll be back after these words from our sponsors.
Your body's immune system is under constant pressure from things like stress, lack of exercise, and toxins in the environment. It's crucial to be proactive and support your immune system with the nutrients it needs to function effectively. But it's often hard to get these nutrients from food alone. Introducing fast-acting Zinc Plus Immune Support by Youngevity. Unlike zinc-only supplements, Zinc Plus Immune Support builds on the proven power of zinc and adds complementary nutrients to give your immune system extra support. Vitamin D helps balance the effects of zinc, while our proprietary blend of natural fruit and root extracts provides the extra help your immune system needs to work against daily stressors. And we've included Youngevity's exclusive plant-derived minerals to give your body the minerals it needs, but can't get from food alone. And because Zinc Plus Immune Support is delivered in a great-tasting, sugar-free, berry-flavored lozenge, it encourages quicker absorption of all these nutrients into your body. Zinc Plus Immune Support. Zinc plus the extra support your body needs to promote a healthy immune system. To learn more, contact your Youngevity associate.
Welcome to Sunshine Auto, the hardest place on the planet for rims, paints, and tires.
We are your auto superstore for rims, Lexani, Azaras, Trueform, Western, Lux, Fuel, Tracklight, Tough, Rough Racing, Velocity, Mud, All-Terrain, and low-profile tires, cars, homes, and commercial window tinting. At Sunshine Auto, we put God first and customer is king.
Blessed love.
It's gotten harder and harder to get your daily requirement of vital nutrients from food alone. Without additional vitamin and nutrient support, your health and well-being can suffer drastically. That's why Z-Radical was specifically formulated. It combines a blend of antioxidant-rich vitamins, minerals, and botanicals with the protective powers of fucoidan to help fill the gaps from lack of nutrients in your foods. The core of Z-Radical is fucoidan, a naturally occurring polysaccharide that helps stimulate immune reaction, protecting you against inflammation and oxidative stress. We harvest this powerful mineral-rich nutrient from brown seaweed, harvested only from the world's most pristine ocean waters to ensure the purest quality. It's then extracted using cold process technology to ensure maximum levels of bioavailability. Then we add essential vitamins that help to protect your cardiovascular and nervous systems and are crucial for optimal immune and neurological function. Z-Radical also includes a proprietary blend of delicious antioxidant-rich fruits and berries. This great-tasting combination helps your body combat free radical imbalances that can contribute to a variety of degenerative conditions like arthritis and heart disease. Z-Radical. Experience the power of fucoidan with antioxidant-rich berries, 8 essential vitamins, and more to provide you with potent health benefits. To learn more, contact your Longevity associate.
And welcome back to GPS Global Paradigm Shift on Global 99.5 FM. Michelle Malcolm here on this Tuesday, where we're looking at trending topics, hot topics, and obviously the big news was the burial of the Queen and the pomp and pageantry surrounding her. I decided to wear my hair out today, and I haven't worn my hair out apart from that ponytail thing in so long. I know how to fix it no more. But anyway. So yeah, the telephone numbers to call 3260271, 3260271, 3260272, 3260272, and the WhatsApp line is 8010271, 8010271. So unless you have been living under a rock for the past several days, you'd be aware that the late Queen Elizabeth II was laid to rest yesterday after passing at the age of 96 years old, having reigned for 70 years. That's a whole lifetime. 70 years on the throne. And so here now, in case you missed it somehow, I don't know how, but here now are highlights from the pomp and pageantry that surrounded her internment yesterday. Let me see if I can get this to play now. Open the mic. Okay, waiting for it to come up. Just bear with me. I did open the video so that I wouldn't have this delay, but it's coming. And okay, there we go.
London right. Falls silent for Her Majesty's final goodbye. Her coffin covered in the royal standard, the imperial crown, sovereign sceptre, orb, and a bouquet plucked from the gardens of royal residences. Complete with myrtle grown from a sprig of Her Majesty's bridal bouquet, such intricate detail all crafted by the Queen herself.
As the procession left Westminster Hall,
okay, the
sound of her beloved Scotland echoed through the streets. king, his siblings and his sons, marching in perfect time, never far away. Sacred and slow, bending around Parliament Square to the front of the Abbey. With heads bowed, again, the royal pallbearers.
Silence fell over the usually bustling streets of central London. Just Big Ben now. Carried into Westminster Abbey, the place of her coronation and wedding, now the world's biggest goodbye, with the haunting sound of the Abbey Choir.
The new king led the royal family through the vast halls, grief heavy on his face. Following behind the Prince of Wales, his wife Catherine, their two eldest children, head to toe in black, honouring the Queen they simply called Gangan.
And this mortal shall have put on immortality, then shall be brought to pass the saying that is written, death is swallowed up in victory.
I am the way, the truth, and the life.
A hymn so dear to Her Majesty's heart. Sung on the day she married the love of her life, Prince Philip, another touching tribute to an enduring romance.
Her late Majesty famously declared on a 21st birthday broadcast that her whole life would be dedicated to serving the nation and Commonwealth. Rarely has such a promise been so well kept.
Duty, service, and faith. A monarch who kept her promise of service not just to the end, but beyond.
Her late Majesty's broadcast during COVID lockdown ended with, "We will meet again." Words of hope, service in life, hope in death. All who follow the Queen's example and inspiration of trust and faith in God can with her say, "We will meet again."
All religions came together today, such was her reign.
Let us give thanks to God for Queen Elizabeth's long life and reign, through Jesus Christ our Lord. Amen.
We entrust the soul of Elizabeth, our sister here departed, to thy merciful keeping. May thy portion this day be in peace, and thy dwelling in the heavenly Jerusalem. Amen.
God grant to the living grace, to the departed rest, and the blessing of God Almighty, the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit.
A moment of silence, pierced by heralding trumpets.
A fitting farewell for a monarch, leader, commander-in-chief. Royalty, world leaders and dignitaries stood in honour. As the Queen was carried through the halls one last time.
The royal family followed behind, steady, dignified, dutiful. Sitting on the wreath, a note from Her Majesty's eldest son, now King. In loving memory, Charles Rex. Out of the Abbey and into the London sun, and the waiting Royal Navy sailors.
As the guns sounded in Hyde Park, Her Majesty set off for one final march through London. Past the Palace of Westminster, the procession marched down Whitehall, through Horse Guards Parade, and onto the Mall.
This was the best of Britain for the most brilliant of monarchs. Cymbals clanged, trumpets sounded, and drums boomed, pounding in the hearts of those who made the pilgrimage.
Regal and regimented, soldiers from all the Commonwealth realms marched with purpose. The Duchess of Sussex, Meghan, riding side by side with Sophie, the Countess of Wessex.
Respectful silence from crowds. Staff of the royal household serving their queen one final time. In the shadow of Wellington Arch, a guard of honour as the coffin is placed into the royal hearse for the journey to Windsor.
Along the streets, the Queen carried by the sound of her country's thanks. They showered her with love and the flowers she adored as she moved ever so close to her final place of rest.
Carried into St George's Chapel, reunited with her prince, the two buried side by side. Grief, she once said, is the price we pay for love. And she was loved.
A haunting, beautiful end to what was an extraordinary day in history.
Listen, that bagpipe player at the end, walking down the hallway, was just such a moving touch. Apparently, he is the bagpipe player who would wake the Queen every morning. And to see him walking down that hallway after her coffin was lowered was really moving. One of the highlights for me was the choir, that all-male choir. The purity of the voices of those little boys was just, it was incredible. It was incredible. I mean, that choir was amazing. The whole thing was just so well executed, but that choir to me was one of the highlights of watching that entire thing. But all of the little the touches of bringing her horse out, for instance, and then her two favorite dogs to say their farewell. It was just such a moving service, and everything around it was just obviously so well planned. And I say, wow, we could learn a lot from the British and how to do that kind of thing, because it was just so well done, so well done. And again, deepest sympathies, no matter how you feel about them, but deepest sympathy to the royal family, because let's face it, they lost a mother, a grandmother, a great-grandmother. Yeah, it's never easy to lose a matriarch of a family, whether you are royalty or not. And so my deepest sympathy to the royal family on their loss, and hopefully that private ceremony that they held for her actual burial will have given them an opportunity to really grieve outside of the glare of the public, to really, say goodbye to their mother. Never easy, never easy, never easy. As someone who has lived through that ain't no joke. He who lives it, knows it, feels it. And until you would have experienced that, you wouldn't understand the pain that those people are going through right now. So now that King Charles is the king, it will be very interesting to see what kind of reign he has and whether or not he will be able to get half the love that his mother was able to receive from her people. Does he have the kind of engaging and endearing personality that his mother did? I dare say no. But, he had a lot of time in waiting, so hopefully he will step up and during his time on the throne become a great king. Okay, so let's see what some of you are saying on Facebook, and then we'll take a break. Bertha says we all have to face a higher God. That is the truth. We all got to go down that road. I don't care how much royalty you are or how common you are. Death is the great equalizer. We all got to go down that road, and we'll all become worms meat one day, worms food one day. So live your life understanding that you are but a mere breath. And you ain't gonna be here forever, because some people act like they can be here forever, or that they can carry something with them. Did you notice how the only thing that went down that coffin was the broken stick? I don't know what you call it. I forget what they call it. The broken wand or whatever you call it. They take back that crown. They take back the scepter. They take back the globe. And the only thing that went down with her was that broken wand, which was a symbol of her authority. So yeah, people, keep that in mind. You ain't gonna be here forever. And you need to treat people with dignity, because we are going on the same road. So Jalita says, I can say the royal family was very organized. They have a certain style about them. The code of their dress is so nice. We in the Bahamas got some of the trend from them. May the Queen rest in peace. Yeah, it was truly, precision. All right, we're going to take a break. And then on the other side of the break, let's switch gears a bit. I want to talk about a story that's been trending. And I think there has been some misunderstanding surrounding the story. And we're going to talk about that on the other side of the break. Stay with us.
Understanding your microbiome, also known as your gut ecosystem, can change everything you thought you knew about nutrition, digestion, immunity, and metabolism. Keeping your gut ecosystem healthy and balanced is essential. Ultimate Microbiome by Longevity was specifically formulated to optimize this ecosystem. It provides the advanced support your gut needs through prebiotic, probiotic, and postbiotic supplementation. Our unique blend of probiotics includes Lactobacillus and Plantarum, healthy bacteria that can help prevent harmful bacteria from taking over your gut. Increasing your gut's population of beneficial bacteria creates a more balanced gut microbiome, which has been shown to aid in weight loss, skin health, sleep, mood, and may even help with seasonal allergies. Ultimate Microbiome also promotes the production of postbiotics. Postbiotics are key to help regulate your gastrointestinal health. To enhance digestion, Digizyme Multi-Enzyme Complex, a blend of 5 specific enzymes, has been added to Ultimate Microbiome. It can help break down food so your body can better absorb nutrients. Plus, we've added our proprietary I-26 Hyperimmune Egg Powder to aid in the elimination of disease-causing gut bacteria and help your body balance its immune response. Ultimate Microbiome, the scientific, proprietary, and holistic approach to gut health that helps optimize your body's entire gut ecosystem. To learn more, contact your Longevity associate.
Welcome to Sunshine Auto, the hardest place on the planet for rims, pinks, and tires.
We are your auto superstore for rims, Lexani, Azaras, Trueform, Western, Lux, Fuel, Tracklight, Tough, Rough Racing, Velocity, Mud, All-Terrain, and low-profile tires, cars, homes, and commercial window tinting. At Sunshine Auto, we put God first and customer is king.
Glasses love.
To stay healthy, it's crucial to make sure you get the nutrition you need every day. But it's difficult to get all your recommended vitamins and minerals from food alone. Even in the United States, 94% of people are deficient in at least one nutrient. Beyond Tangy Tangerine 2.0 by Longevity is a simple, convenient, and affordable way to help your body get the essential nutrients it needs. It's an advanced plant-driven multivitamin mineral complex that contains certified organic whole foods, trace minerals, and antioxidants. BTT 2.0 supports your body's natural defense system with a proprietary blend of energy-boosting and body-loving nutrients, plus prebiotics, probiotics, amino acids, and enzymes that support digestion. With an unusually high ORAC score of 8,000, you get even more antioxidants to help combat free radicals that can cause damage to your cells. But to get the most benefit and value from any multivitamin, your body must be able to break down the nutrients so you can fully absorb them. Otherwise, they'll just pass through your system without doing any good. Beyond Tangy Tangerine 2.0 was specially formulated with synergizing cofactors to ensure you get maximum nutrient absorption. Beyond Tangy Tangerine 2.0 is the easiest way to give your body the balance and complete daily vitamin mineral supplement it needs for optimal support of your overall health. To learn more, contact your Longevity associate.
This portion of GPS is brought to you by Tiki Bikini Hut at Junkanoo Beach. Great food, cool tropical drinks, and family fun in the sun.
Welcome back to GPS, Global Paradigm Shift on Global 99.5 FM. Michelle Malcolm here on this trending Tuesday, Hot Topic Tuesday, where, we've been discussing the pomp and pageantry surrounding the burial service for the late Queen, Her Majesty II. I want to spend this last half hour talking about, and usually I just cover the one topic, but I think we've already, said everything that needs to be said with regard to that. But if y'all want to, chime in, feel free to call 3260271, 3260271, 3260272, 3260272. And the WhatsApp line, 8010271, 8010271. But something I wanted to talk about, because it's been trending a lot. It's made the newspapers. I've seen a lot of commentary on Facebook and elsewhere about this 41-year-old homeless man who was sentenced to 2.5 years in prison after breaking into a church and stealing $6 worth of food. And a lot of people have been really getting down on that particular church, saying, my God, y'all going to cost a man go to jail for 2.5 years for $6 worth of food. And I mean, really, people have really been coming down on that church. Now, I believe the church in question is one that is in the neighborhood where this radio station is. I believe it's very, very close to this radio station. There's a reason why I say that, and I'm coming back to that in a minute. So anyway, everybody getting down on the church, saying other people in the church going to hell and how they ain't got no compassion and all this kind of stuff. Man, this is a church that feeds people now. So it ain't like they don't help people that need help. But this particular 41-year-old homeless man decided to break into the church. And his excuse given to the judge was that he broke into the church because he was hungry. And he stole $6 worth of food. And the church is saying that we didn't know who it was. We just became aware of somebody breaking in church and we called the police. And the police caught him in the act. Well, here's the thing. I found this post on one of those threads where people were really tearing down the church for ruining this man's life, somebody said, for $6 worth of food. So here's what this particular, again, y'all, please forgive me. I don't know how to turn this vibrate on yet. I got to study this phone a little bit. So anyway, here's what this particular response on this thread had to say. Not sure how true this is, but found this explanation on another post. This is what somebody posted on a thread that had been going on about the church being heartless and sending this man to jail for 2.5 years for $6 worth of food. So the person says, not sure how true this is, but found this explanation on another post. After doing some fact finding, this case is not just the headline of the story. There were damages to the church property. The individual has desecrated the church with feces prior to the break-in and was a nuisance on more than one occasion. The church had forgiven him for all prior offenses and was assisting him where they could, and even intervened on his behalf in this case. He is known to the court system, and so the judgment was made on the case as a whole and not just on the stolen items. P.S. He was supplied by the church's pantry before and knew exactly where to go, but was caught in the act by the police. Now, here's why I said that that church is not far from the station where I work now, and why I find it very interesting based on that explanation that that person gave. Because here at our station, there was a homeless gentleman who frequents this area. Sometimes he would come here and you'd meet him sitting on the steps or right, within the vicinity of the building. And about 2-3 weeks ago, Jason, when somebody broke in here, about 3 weeks ago, somebody climbed up the fire escape, because that's the only way to get into our particular office space without going through the front door. Climbed up 3 stories on the fire escape, broke a window to the back of the building, entered our station through that broken window, didn't take any equipment, anything like that, got some food that had been left here, but this is what I found interesting. Also decided to leave a calling card with his feces spread all over the place, his or her. And after I read this explanation that was provided by someone else on this thread that was tearing down the church, I said, now I wonder if that's the same individual, because the age fits with that person who we often see down there, 41 years old. You know the gentleman I'm talking about, Jason. Yeah. Age fits. And this MO is the same as what was described by the person on this post. You could see where the person came in. They started to eat. I think they said raw noodles here in the station. Didn't remove any equipment or anything, but decided to desecrate the place. And that made me think that it's possibly the same person who would have done that to us that did the same thing in the church, if that alleged explanation is correct. What's my point? We as a people, we love to tear down the first opportunity we get. You jump into all kind of conclusion. Don't know the whole story. All you know is you read that this man get locked up for 2.5 years for stealing $6 worth of hot dogs. And when I first read that, I was like, okay, there's something more to this story that we're not hearing. Because why would a judge give somebody 2.5 years just for stealing hot dogs? Now, yeah, the person broke and entered. So that one itself is a problem. But why would this judge give such a harsh sentence for this person who claims they only broke in because they was hungry? Now, I don't understand. If you're hungry, why you don't just ask the church to give you some food? Why you got to break into the church because you're hungry? But then when I heard that explanation, that this is an alleged repeat offender who doesn't only continuously be a nuisance, but also decides to be an absolute disgusting person by spreading feces all over the place. It brought me right back to the experience we had here in this station about 3 weeks ago. Same MO. Climb up the stairs, broke a window, come in, eat a little bit of food, and then decide to leave your mess all over the place. And to show you how depraved of a mind, that because you're trying to figure out who would do such a thing, the effort they had to go through to climb up 3 flights of stairs on a fire escape. That take effort to do that. And when the police came here, they were asking, did y'all fire anybody recently? And, we're like, no, we couldn't figure out who would do such a thing. And to show you how devious this person was, they didn't just decide to spread their feces all over the place. But after the place was cleaned, there was still the smell. Come to find out, they decided to put some of their feces in a cupboard. That shows you the mindset of such a person. You ain't just breaking here because you're hungry. Because if you only broke in here because you were hungry, you would have come in here, eat the food that you find, and go. But no, you want to be nasty. And when I heard that explanation provided as it relates to the church, I thought, okay, there may be something to this, because clearly this is the same thing that happened here at the station. I say that to say this. Payment people, y'all stop. I mean, we have become a community that like to tear down the least little. Somebody only got to post something on Facebook about somebody say something to them. You ain't know the whole story. You only hear what they had to say. And man, you jumping down that person's throat and you tearing off their head and you cutting their jugular based on what this one person say, because you're so quick to tear down and castigate. And especially the church. Oh, for God's sake, the church. But if that texter was right, if that person was right, like, was it necessary to become a nuisance to the point where you do this before? And like I say, you ain't just take the food and go on. You take the food and leave. You're calling God. I just thought it was very interesting. Like I said, had we not had that very experience here at the radio station, I would say, oh, what is this person talking about? But exactly as they described it is what we went through here at the radio station. Somebody who climbed 3 flights of stairs on a fire escape to break through a window to come in here and eat half a raw noodles and then leave their calling card all over the place. That's not the mindset of somebody who's just hungry. You're trying to be malicious. You're trying to be nasty. And I say that to say that, again, Bahamian people, seek to find the truth before you jump all over a situation and they ain't know how nothing go. Because you all tear our church right down. I mean, running on, but they going to hell and a special place in hell for them. And really? Really, people? You don't think that judge had enough sense to know what they were doing? And don't get me wrong, sometimes they do make some questionable rulings. But I knew from the moment I heard that story, there's more to this story than this. There's more to it than that. And so kudos to whoever that was who posted that on that thread. Now, most people ignored it and continued to tear down the church. But when I saw that, based on the experience we had here in the station, I said, now this person is probably telling the truth. We have a call on the line. Caller, welcome to GPS.
Lady Malcolm,
Yes,
sorry
sir.
for calling back, but you right on point with what you're saying. You see, Bahamian people, the problem with Bahamian people, Lady Malcolm, we get too emotional. We don't look at the facts. You understand me? Take the data and make a positive or conclusion or whatever you have to do. Now, you see that young man? You so right. You know where that young man lived? That young man lived right in front of me on the forehead.
Okay.
And let me tell you something. I just spoke to his mother yesterday afternoon because we had a death in the area. But that young man is disgusting and he terrorizes the forehead. You hear me? So Bahamians really, really, really need to stop getting too emotional. That young man and breaking every just for every building, he ain't bothered mine. But he didn't break in every house and he didn't do every manner of things on the Fort in Castle. So I just called to back you in what you say because you're right on point. Thank you.
All right. Thanks for calling. Yeah, people, we got to stop doing that. We have to stop doing that. And it happens all too frequently in this country where somebody only got to put one thing out and we running with that and taking it to the next level. Like this, I don't even know what to call it. This mob mentality, you know, and you ain't get all the facts, but you just running on with foolishness based on your limited knowledge and don't know how nothing go. We love to do that in this country. Oh, we can tear down that person just based on what one person say. You going for the jugular. You ain't know the full story. And perhaps we should try to seek to find out more information before we start tearing down people and institutions. But no, we quick to condemn. I mean, some of the things I saw written about that church, I thought, my God, people, really? How do you really feel? Quick to condemn. I mean, y'all done put that pastor and the whole church in hell. Oh, a special place in hell for them. And my God, yeah, he might have breaking the place, but my God, that's only $6 worth of food. And come on, man. And like I said, if it was just a matter of hunger, I am sure they would have given them food as they claim they have before. But when you get the rest of the information, you see there's more to it than you thought. And like I say, if we didn't have that experience here in the station, I might have been like, well, this person don't know what they're talking about, but exactly what they described is what we experienced here. And I often saw that gentleman out in front of the building, sitting down in front of the steps or whatever. So now it makes sense. Because at the time, we were baffled. We were trying to figure out who would do such a thing. Why? You know the effort of this to climb 3 flights of stairs on that little narrow fire escape ladder? That take great effort to come all the way up, because we're on the 3rd floor, y'all. The 3rd floor. So it wasn't easy for them to climb all the way up there to get in here. They break in through the window, and only thing they find in here was some raw noodles eat a little bit of the raw noodles, and then decided to be disgusting. And like I said, we were trying to figure out who would do such a thing and why. So, I just want to encourage y'all to stop being so judgmental and so quick to tear people down without finding out the full story. We Bahamians are experts at that. And all of y'all who done put that pastor and them people in that church in hell, please go take them out. take them out the hell what you done put them in without finding out the full story. Y'all got to stop. Bahamian people too like to do that, man. And these things just go viral. But y'all running on with foolishness and don't know the full story. Bertha says if he had broken into their home, they would have been singing a different tone. And that's the thing. That's another thing. Y'all want to get down on the police and the government and the home and everybody else for these serious crimes, for the armed robberies when these boys come and stick a gun in your face. Right? You blaming everybody for that. Where you think that start? They ain't start with the gun. That starts small. That start with them stealing a little something that don't belong to them. And getting used to that thrill and that feeling. That's how it starts. So, when you hear these cases of people stealing small things and having to face the repercussions, you all need to, stop being two-faced. Because that's where that begins. And if you have a child who like to move things that don't belong to them and you think it's cute, you better nip that in the bud. Because they can graduate from moving the little candy to moving the cookie to moving the money out your place to sticking gun in somebody's face. That will progress. So we got to make up our mind. Either we against crime and want it to be stamped out, or we're not. We cannot be selective. And before you decide to go tearing down, find out the full story. Okay? Because I really thought it was uncalled for the way some of y'all carried on about that church, not knowing the full story behind what actually happened. And I just think we as a people need to stop that. We need to stop. We need to stop. Telephone numbers to call 3260271, 3260271, 3260272, 3260272, and the WhatsApp line is 8010271. I didn't even check the WhatsApp line today. 8010271 is the WhatsApp line to send us a message, which I'm going to check right now to see if any messages have been sent on WhatsApp. Okay. No, I see somebody sent a video, but that was before my show started. Bertha says, amen, Michelle, it starts small, lying, thieving, and then murdering. Yeah, they don't start. They start small. Start with a little small stealing. You think it's cute. You better try and nip that in the bud. Because they can grow up. And those crimes are going to get more and more serious. But please, people, stop jumping down people's throat and, casting people in hell. And you ain't got the full story. We got to stop. Is that a call over the show? Yeah? Call back on the GPS.
Hello.
Hi.
Good afternoon, Michelle. How are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm fine. I'm Linda McKenzie. And I decided to call. I'm a first-time caller.
Hi, Linda.
Because I feel exactly what you're saying today.
Mm-hmm.
Michelle, I overheard a conversation on another talk show where one of the members, who so happened to be a family member of mine, called in. And he was trying to, explain exactly, what went on and whatever. And to be honest with you, I felt for him in trying to express himself. Michelle, We as Bahamians, we hear certain stories or one side of a story, and we don't even try to hear the other side.
Nope.
We just lambaste people, name, Michelle, I'm going through a situation like that now, but I am saying today, God has appointed you not only to be on the radio, but for you to express yourself the way you did today. I want you to continue to stand up for righteousness, Michelle. The world is watching you. And I just pray to God that the gentleman, whoever he may be, he would be able to receive help. But just as you said, we have to stand up for righteousness. If you steal something, then that is the consequences. You're placed before the courts and you're dealt with. We as Bahamians need to stop going about lambasting people's name, their character, destroying whatever it is they figure they can destroy concerning a person because they hate them or because of whatever someone else tells them about that person.
Right.
They don't know you.
Exactly.
And they just go about and they do. That particular church, I can tell you, they are always giving.
I know.
They are always giving, like many other churches, but I'm telling you, they are always giving. And so just like how God directed you to say what happened there where you're working, maybe, just maybe, it may be connected. You understand my point?
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
So I thank you so much, and I thank God that you were strong enough to say what you said today. And I hope the world is listening.
All right. Thank you so much for calling.
Thank you.
Caller, welcome to GPS.
Hey, Mr. Malcolm.
Hey.
Yeah, when I hear the news last week too, about the hot dog roll, I said, something ain't right to this story.
Right.
But I second, listen good to hear what it's for. And now hearing what you say, I said something wasn't right to this story. You know, we as a people, and first thing we love, we love to say who going to hell and who ain't going to hell. You know, I mean, you have a group of people that working for Satan, that they are agent. They just want to hear the wrong thing. And when they hear that, they gone with that.
Run.
And they twist that up. And you know, the Bible speak about that also, you know. That God hate a talebearer that swiftly running and telling all kind of lies and things, trying to bring down that church, trying to say, trying to make this gentleman look like he's all of that. And
hungry, just hungry.
Huh?
He was only hungry.
You see, the other day I was sitting outside someplace. Maybe a 9-year-old boy, two of them, was throwing some rock, stone out at me. These things happen, and people say, "Ah, Lord, you think they had to do that?" They don't understand. No, these people. Sometimes these people they can do other people so bad and things, and when they meet their judgment and stuff like that, they don't understand. But first thing they want to say, "Ah, Lord, you think he had to do this? You think they had to do the next thing? Oh, they going to hell. They going the next thing."
Yep.
But
That's us.
I know it was something else to that story.
It wasn't adding up, you know.
And, and look at what he going to do again. He had sense enough to pull down his pants and do what he have to do. Come on, man.
I'm telling you, the mess what they found in this station, it was disgusting.
Just move the bread, go do what you have to do, and then come on. You see?
Yeah.
Okay then.
Yep. Thank you for calling. I get time for one more call if you decide. 3260271, 3260271, 3260272, 3260272. WhatsApp line is 8010271, 8010271. And again, the WhatsApp line is for text messages only. But you know, especially when it comes to Christians and the church, boy, we quick to. And listen, don't get me wrong. I ain't saying that all Christians, all supposed Christians are godly people. Because, you know, some people only Christian in name. Their actions don't reflect. And some churches are being led by people who ain't safe. Like Rodney Barnacle would say, that man ain't safe. Right? I'm not disputing that. I'm not saying that everybody in the church is truly a believer and follower of Christ. Don't get me wrong, because you got some wicked people in the church too. Right? But we like every opportunity we get, we can tear down the church. I remember many men and believers. I remember many years ago. I was a reporter at ZNS at the time. And my cameraman and I and the driver were going to an assignment, and we were having some conversation. And I didn't even say anything on the way, because, sometimes I might miss and say something on the way. But in this particular instance, I didn't even say anything on the way. And I remember the driver saying to me, you ain't supposed to say that because you're supposed to be a Christian. How you could say that? So I look at her. I say, miss, let me ask you something. You're a Christian? No. I say, well, tell me how you, a sinner, could tell me how to be a Christian. If you know so good, why you ain't one? She ain't never fooled with me no more. After that, you know so much what it is to be a Christian. Why you ain't one? Why you was a sinner? If you know so much what it is to be a good Christian, why don't you show by example the rest of us who can't get it right? How about that? We need to stop being so judgmental, people, because there's only one judge. And he's well capable of fulfilling that role. And sometimes you don't know the whole story. So stop it. Stop putting people in hell what you ain't got to put them in. Be careful you don't end up there yourself. That's why the Bible says, work out your own salvation. And stop worrying about other people on. Anyhow, how I get on that? I said, you're talking about Elizabeth today. How I get on that, Jason? But I just had to, because they carry on so bad, man. But oh my God. Yeah. Find out the full story here. And let God be the judge. Anyhow, my time gone. So tomorrow is Wellness Wednesday. And we're going to be talking about a matter that's important to your health. Be sure to tune in. You will always get good information that can help you walk in optimal health. Until then, I'm Michelle Malcolm. Thank you so much for joining me on this trending Hot Topic Tuesday. And I'll see you guys tomorrow. Have a good one.
Global 99.5 FM reminds our listeners that the views and opinions expressed on this show are those of the host